You may be asking, why are we moving to Boracay? Why not? We built this house some years ago because we were trying to get away from paying rent. And in that way, it served its purpose. We've been here about 5 years, and as far as I'm concerned, on rent savings alone, this house has paid for itself. We plan on keeping it, but I'm tired of staying here right now. If you've watched this channel or listened to me babble for any amount of time, you will know I have often said I'm a city boy. I don't like being out in the country. Well, in the U.S. we call it out in the country. Here they call it out in the province. Middle of freaking nowhere is what it is, man. I'm a city boy. I'm bored to death out here. Always have been. I do like having no rent. But when I retired last year, I was like, hey, we have options. The main options we were looking at. Number one, she was saying we could get a car, keep this house, get a car. That would let me get back and forth to the city as I want. Or we could do, she was envisioning lots of day trips, overnight trips, whatever, exploring the island, which would be fun and could make for good videos. Option number two, move to the city, get an apartment. That's my idea. Close to Mega World, close to the river. That's what I'm looking for, because there's so much to do in the city. It's so much more fun. Everybody has their parts of, what they fall in love with here. Some people like the simple province life. I find it torture. To me, I fell in love with the vibrancy of Asian cities. This is not a city. So I was opting to get something in the city. Option number three, keep the house as our home base. Do not get a car, do not get an apartment, but travel. And this was something I was trying to tell her, more travel could be fun. It could be, now this was pre-COVID discussions, international or domestic. We could do a month in Boracay, we could do a month in Bohol, Dumaguete, Manila, wherever. Just travel around. A month in Singapore, a month in Malaysia. I mean, there's a lot of options. And then we come back here to this house for a few months, go out on another trip for a couple month or two, come back here for a few months, the back and forth. And she was kind of not warming up to that idea. I think it was just really outside her thought processes. It's either you keep this house and get a car, or you move to the city. Those are logical choices. This ambiguous, hey, let's just kind of travel around thing took her a bit to warm up to. So she was finding an apartment for us in the city. I announced last week we were looking at apartments. We hadn't gone to look at them, but she was looking online. She found one right off of Molo Plaza, down very near downtown, near the river, Mega World. It ticked all the right boxes, man. It was exactly where both of us would have been happy. But the landlady ended up being flaky and was like, well, I'll call you when, she's like, people were moving out. She's like, people are moving out right now. I'll let you know when it's ready to come look at. I'm like, okay. And she didn't call back. And while we were waiting, we didn't want to call and like be a bother, like pester her. So while we were kind of waiting, Melanie was still looking. And so one day she was at her desk, I'm at mine, and I just hear, what about Boracay? I'm like, what about Boracay? She goes, would you want to get an apartment there? I'm like, I do. She goes, well, it's not an apartment, but she goes, there's a place, since they are so low on tourists right now, and they're only open to this region, people are making deals. She says, here's this joint offering a month stay at like a weekly price. I'm like, okay. And they're offering a 3-month price guarantee because they know it's not going to be open for tourism. I was like, yes. I'm trying to figure out what we're talking about. She says, would you want to go stay 3 months in Boracay? I'm like, yeah, of course, because I love Boracay. So what we're looking at is doing the long vacation. Now, if it works out and we love it there, we might stay. We might do a few months there and go, that was nice, but that's enough. Come back to this house and then either go to the city or plan another trip. Because if she likes this, now this would be, who knows when they start releasing us for, longer, more domestic travel. We couldn't go to Bohol or Cebu or any of that right now if we wanted. It's not available. Next year, who knows? So in the meantime, it's either move to the city now or go do a 3-month stay in Boracay on the beach. Okay, around the corner from the beach, very, very close to a beautiful beach. Okay, Boracay and Palawan are the highest rated tourist spots here in the Philippines. As the islands, what's usually more like the El Nido, Coron, but the Palawan area. And Boracay, White Beach in particular. When you look at the list, best islands, best beaches in Asia, in the world, they bounce around on their positions, but they're always on the list. I mean, they are world-class destinations. So being this close to a world-class beach, of course I'd want to go. Would I want to live there full time? I don't know. But if we stay there 3 months, we'll find out. So we're doing it as a experiment to see if she likes the idea of the long stay, come back here for a month or two, do a long stay somewhere else. And if she likes that, that would be awesome. We could start bouncing around and doing some cool trips once things open back up to normal. Not sure when that's going to be. Hopefully soon. So for now, we are leaving tomorrow. So by the time I get this edited and uploaded, we're already there. We are in Boracay. We will be there till probably not Christmas. So we're going to stay at least through November. Then at that point, the resort might raise the price. They might not. Depends. If it's opened up for tourism, they'll raise the price back up. They're making it very clear this is a temporary price because prices go down during the rainy season anyway, but mostly because of COVID. There's just no tourist. So if they can open it back up, they're working on getting a little, what they call a tourist bubble between South Korea and Boracay. So they could go back and forth in like a little safe tourist bubble. If they can do that, they'll get more tourists, prices will go back up. We'll find out. But we're not taking much with us. We're taking a suitcase each. I've taken quite a bit of my, some toys. Got my laptop and various gadgety stuff I'm taking with me. And some clothes. We're not taking much. It's stocked as far as, it's got a little kitchenette and everything. So we're fine for cooking so we can eat cheap. I don't mind eating out, but I don't want to eat out every day. So we'll be there for 3 months. Have a good time. Make lots of videos. And if she likes that, once things go back to normal here, we might start doing big trips other places. I would love to go. I've never been to Bohol. Why go for a weekend if you can go for a month? What's the point in being retired if you don't take advantage? So mainly I'm getting out of this, out in the country. It's just, I'm bored to tears out here all the time. I was doing my walks, daily walks, and I had to keep changing routes because once you go through and see, yeah, it's the same damn tree I saw yesterday, it's boring. The walks get boring. I'm walking down the beach going, how is this boring? Oh yeah, it's not a good beach. So in the city, I'm no bored. Hello. No worries. What's up?
I'm just checking you.
I woke up. Want to come say hi?
No.
Okay.
Wow, you're wearing a t-shirt Philippines.
Yeah, because everything else I own is packed. I had to wear a heavy, this is hot. I like it, but it's really hot. Bye-bye, have fun. She was checking up on me because I passed out earlier. Not from drinking. I was kind of seizing up, having a bad day. You know, shit happens. Anyway, what was I? Oh, yes. I'm happy to get out of here because I've been so bored. Oh, God, I've been so bored for years. That's why I was going to the city like 3 times a week at least before this lockdown. Just because I can't, there's nothing to do here. So some people like the province, and if you do, that's great. More power to you. I can't stand it. Never have. When I was a kid, they would take us on vacation to Grandma's house, middle of nowhere, Arkansas. Oh, fuck. It was horrible. My brother and I would just sit there just going, what do we do? Why are we being punished? It was, you know, we liked Grandma. We liked when she came to visit us. We hated going out there because there's nothing to do. There's like a mountain and some trees and some ponds, and like, we'd go fishing one day, but after you do that once, who cares? Yeah, it was horrible. My mom loved it. We didn't. Different taste. I'm a city boy. I've always been a city boy. Now, Boracay is not exactly big city, but it's got a lot of cool stuff to do, so it'll be good. I'm not sure if it'll be good as like a permanent, but it will be good as a long-term, little long vacation. If we both fall in love with it, we could stay. The resort we're looking at is too expensive to stay all the time. We would have to find something cheaper and not quite as nice. This place is nice, fully furnished, aircon, free Wi-Fi, you know. But it's usually, they wouldn't tell us the price what they normally have. Like, how much is it going to go up? They go, well, it depends on if it opens up. And then I'm like, how much did you charge last year? Well, and they wouldn't give us a straight answer, so it must be pretty high. But we're getting it for 12,000 pesos a month. They could easily get 12,000 a week or more. I mean, easy. So for someplace nice, that close to the beach, 12,000 a month is cheap. We're looking at the apartment we're talking about in the city was 10,000 a month. That's bigger, but it was unfurnished and not at the beach. So being at a world-class beach, it's worth a lot more than that. So we know if we stay, we can't stay there. We would have to find a cheaper Filipino-style apartment. This is a tourist resort. It's not going to work out for a long-term stay. But right now, it's going to be for 3 months, and I think it should be pretty good. We're both really excited. We're looking forward to it. She packed a week ago. I packed a couple of days ago. So we're just sitting here with nothing, no clothes to wear, and everything's packed. We're both like, let's go. Let's go. So we will see you in Boracay. And hopefully y'all like beach videos, because for the next 3 months, you're going to be getting a lot of beach videos. But it'll be different beaches, different restaurants, bars. We'll look at some different resorts. We'll try and really get down into the nitty-gritty, out of the way places in Boracay. So let's go. It should be fun.
Enjoy your day in paradise.